Alrighty, I am back for the first time in a long time. I'm playing the classical Shield Arena here on Lee Chess, which goes every Friday. This is 20 minutes with a 10-second increment. My opponent has berserked, which I don't like to do. Sometimes I feel bad because these guys who are lower rated than me will berserk me, and I feel like they are expecting me to berserk back, but I don't like to do that. So yeah, maybe he'll just beat me and then I won't feel bad. But yeah, I haven't made any videos in a long time, but I'm wanting to get back into it. So some of the problems I had when I used to make videos, actually the only problem was that I'd get in horrible time trouble because I spent too much time talking and not enough time thinking. So I'm going to try and do a better job of talking on my opponent's turn and not talking so much when I'm thinking. And, just trying to not get in time trouble. So yeah, that's where we're at. We'll see how this goes. Um yeah, so to recap the game a little bit, I like to avoid the Nimzo by playing knight f3 on move 3. And then this is sort of transposed into some kind of QGD. And yeah, I definitely don't know the position. So yeah, here either e3 or capturing makes sense. Probably it doesn't matter too much. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to assume it doesn't matter much, and I'm just going to play e3 to, get on with it. I think usually when this happens, it seems like for whatever reason, it's usually best to take, but I don't really know why. It just seems like that is often what the computer will suggest. But yeah, as for the plan for this channel, I want to do more videos. I don't know if I'm going to be doing Twitch anymore because that is a lot more effort. But YouTube videos are pretty straightforward. Um, yeah, and I'd like to do a series on basically my biggest bone to pick with the chess community right now is that everybody cares about openings way too much. So I want to do a series where I just play random openings and hopefully I still perform at like about the same level. And maybe that'll prove that, openings don't matter at my level and below. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff going on here, it looks like. I think maybe now we actually have to capture so that he can't try and win a pawn here. Let's do that. Feels like a bit of a concession because he can take back and open up the bishop. He took with the knight instead, which seems less good to me, but I don't know. Probably doesn't matter much. He's never going to win a pawn here because if he takes, I can reinforce the pawn with my pawn. So I think I can just play a normal move. Bishop d3 looks fine. Looks normal. e4 also should probably be considered, but after e4 he takes and both knights are hanging, that just seems confusing, so I'm just gonna, not go down that line. Maybe after I've castled, I can think about e4 and then, less of a headache. Yeah, either recapture seems fine, I guess. Yeah, this one gives me the isolated pawn, but it opens up the bishop. Yeah, I'm going to take with the pawn. If we take with the knight, he can trade knights and we get the same position, but I think this knight might be more useful than this knight, because this knight can help in some kingside attack, at some point. All this stuff. So I prefer not exchanging these knights. I don't think this is a big deal. I like that my bishop got opened up. Yeah, and I mean, if he castles, like, the Greek gift might just be already working. Yeah, I think it does just work. Takes, check. Yeah, I mean, the only line to really think about is if he can play king g6. So take here, check. If he can get away with king g6, then maybe this doesn't work. Yeah, probably queen g4. And then if the knight goes back, there's got to be something good there. Yeah, h4 is coming. I mean, it really seems like it should work. I could throw in this exchange of knights at some point so that he doesn't have this knight f6 resource. This should work, though. How could this not work? Yeah, in my opinion, the Greek gift almost always works if their bishop is blocked like this. If they can't come and defend the light squares over here, then it almost always works. That's been my experience. Okay, and my opponent rage quit. Okay, no, he came back. He didn't rage quit. That's good. Nobody likes a rage quitter. Yeah, after king g6, I don't necessarily have to play queen g4. That's just what, like, you know, usually looks best. But I could maybe think about like h4. Queen c2 is also legal. Queen c2, he probably could play f5, so that doesn't seem as appealing. Okay, that is just definitely going to not work. Oh, wait, I should throw in... Yeah, so if queen h5, then he's going to play knight f6. If I take first, then he can throw this in. And then my knight's hanging if I don't take with the queen. Okay. What about knight c to e4? Is that any good? Because that defends the knight. And it, you know, maybe I can take on f6 if I ever have to. I could also just go with queen h5, force knight f6, and then just move my queen, like queen h4. And then I'm threatening knight ce4, where he can't recapture. And he can't play f5 if his knight is on f6. He'd kind of like to play f5 or f6. I think I like that because I don't really know what he's going to do. I guess the scary thing is then this gets thrown in, my king gets pulled into the center. I'm inclined to go with this though, because it just seems like he's kind of stuck. Like, how is he going to get rid of my knight? And if I can ever threaten to exchange knights, then it's just going to be mate. I think we're going to go with that. We'll see what happens. One thing I didn't notice is when my queen's on h4, it actually defends this pawn, which could be nice. Okay, he left the game again, which seems weird because it seemed like his point was to play knight f6. But it definitely doesn't look clear to me. I mean, I thought this was just going to win easily, but I don't know. Now it doesn't seem quite as clear. Okay, he's not rage quitting. He's just, I don't know, has internet problems or something. Yeah, I mean, I guess the problem is that this is, yeah. I really need to avoid the queen trade somehow. So interesting line, queen h4, knight c to e4, queen takes. I'm sorry, I did that kind of backwards. Queen here, queen takes, then knight c to e4. That gives away the bishop. But if I can just sort of scoot to safety, he's got to deal with this, doesn't he? How's he going to deal with that? Yeah, I really don't know how he's going to deal with it. Ugh, I'll be down so much material. So queen here takes here, take here. Then he just moves the rook. Ugh. Wait, my knight is defending my bishop, so that whole thing doesn't work. Yeah, I didn't see that the knight defends the bishop. All right, we'll go with that. Now, the real question will be if he takes, and I play knight c e4, and he takes my bishop, do I even take back, or do I just move my king? So if I move my king, I think he needs to move his rook to stop mate, but then do I have some big checkmate combination? Yeah, I do, because I just take the knight. Wait, no, I take the knight. He's going to take with the queen. Then check. Here. Check. Here. Yeah, I think I'm running out of steam there a little bit. I mean, the other option would be playing like f4 when he takes this pawn, just to interfere with, you know, the queen trade idea. I don't know. That doesn't really look so good. I took with the knight. Feels like this should just win. Knight CE4. I don't really care if you win my rook or whatever. Like, that doesn't bother me. He takes, again, maybe just king f1. Oh, no, because then he can take my knight. Maybe I just castle now. That kind of solves a lot of issues, doesn't it? He's going to play knight f5, I guess is the point. Knight f5, though, maybe I can just play queen h3. I didn't like that before because of, this issue, but if his knight's on f5, then that's less of an issue. So which way am I castling? I mean, I'd be lying if I said I didn't like the idea of getting the rook on d1 right away. um, but kingside does look a little bit safer. Yeah, I'm gonna go kingside. Um, one big reason is that now bishop takes bishop is not check. So this seems like a pretty serious threat. If I castle long, then bishop takes bishop would be check, and then that's kind of slowing me down. I don't know. That might not really matter though, because I would just take with the rook, and then the knight's pinned, and okay. I'm gonna take with the bishop, right? And then this knight is like pinned to that knight. Yeah, there's a lot of funny stuff going on. Oh, he's gonna fork me? Yeah, maybe that's his plan. Well, but I have to take with the bishop, because if I take with the pawn, then he plays check, and then my bishop's hanging. Well, I guess I have to do this. So now it looks like the plan is going to be to get a rook here. And of the couple of ways to do it, this way looks best. Because if he ever plays e5, I can play f5 and block it up that way. I guess he's trying to get his bishop here. Um, I mean, I could just play rook g1 if I really have to defend some mate threat on the diagonal. All right. It might also be important to open the e-file one day. Like if he ever tries to escape all this by moving the rook and running the king over here, then it's nice to have this lever. And I mean, the f-file could open too. I mean, that would be great. Yeah, I mean, this very nicely just defends this pawn, like in case that was an issue. I don't think it was really an issue, but I mean, it could have been because then he's, you know, threatening mate. But yeah, this rook can just come to some other square if I have to. Like, any of these seem like they could be good squares. Defended here, doubled up here, defending the king on G1. I think he really kind of is going to have to do this. Also, time's becoming a factor for him. I mean, one thing about berserking, which I actually don't like, but when you berserk in a Elite Chess tournament, you not only do you half your starting time, but you forfeit your increment. So yeah, this is going to get pretty tough for him, I think. I'm somewhat of an expert on time trouble because I'm in it all the time. Um, and I think one thing that's overlooked about time trouble is when you're the side that has the huge time advantage like this, you really shouldn't be playing like instantly and trying to play on his time trouble. Like, it's better to just kind of play slow or make moves that don't necessarily have an immediate threat. If you make threats, like, he's just going to respond to your threats. Like, that's easy to figure out. But it's less easy to figure out what to do if you make just some kind of like slow improving move. Like here, I'm not even saying that it's good. It might be good, but like if I just played F5, like then I don't know. He'd probably have to think for like 5 seconds. You know, like he's got to decide like, do I take? Do I push? F5 might be a good move. Um, but no, I'm just gonna do this. And yeah, my attack is just hitting first. It looks like. Yeah, I mean now F5 maybe. It's hard to argue with check and taking this threatening here though. That's really hard to argue with. Um, oh, he's gonna block with the knight, I guess. Well, then maybe I do like F5. Yeah, I think I like F5. Yeah, F5's interesting because if he takes, then this line is more annoying because knight H7 is going to be mate. If he doesn't take, then I'm threatening to do the same thing. Um, except when he goes here, I can play F6. Is that actually good? It should be. The downside, the thing I don't like is that it opens up the E6 square for the bishop to block. So maybe I play rook E1 first. Or check, and then if he blocks rook e1. There's also check and rook h7, which, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff that could happen. Okay, I'm gonna check first. See what he does. Wow, okay, I thought that was clearly the worst of the two options. Okay. I guess he's gonna have to play rook f8. Did we overlook this? Yeah, I mean, if we can deflect the king, we're gonna win the queen. I'm not really seeing it. We could also just take the knight, and then we're up material with an attack. I mean, that's clearly gonna be winning. I think that's probably gonna be the best we can do. Also adds another defender here if this rook ever wants to move away. Which honestly, like, yeah. Yeah, I mean, now it's just a technical win, so. All right, let's look over that one, see what happened. Now, this is my first YouTube video in a long time. I did some like formatting of you know, the layout and everything. So I'm not sure how this is gonna look. Yeah, it looks kind of bad. The analysis board, you know, the screen layout changes. So let's see. Can I easily show you the graph? Not really. Basically, the Greek gift did not work, and I wasn't winning. I was losing the whole game after the Greek gift until the last few moves. Okay, so we'll just go over everything. Let's look at the Masters database, not the Lichess database. Although I did just say, like, I'm not going to be a big openings guy. I'm not a believer in openings, really. So, okay, all of this is normal. And then the Greek gift just doesn't work here. I definitely underestimated that the knight can just come back to f6 and that's going to actually be a pretty annoying defender. So I'm just down a piece now, according to the computer. And actually, the computer's suggesting that the best move is either queen c2 or h4. Okay, but let's see what goes wrong this way. Yeah, and I just discounted king g8 because usually after king g8, queen h5, that's winning. But again, I just kind of missed the knight f6 defense. Yeah, it's suggesting h4 again, or castles. Okay, all this makes sense. Yeah, and as I suspected, he should take with the queen. I mean, if he can ever trade queens, he's just going to be up a piece, you know? I won't even have a pawn. Like, he's winning my pawn here. So, my plan was, what, this move? The computer seems unimpressed. Yeah, it says bishop takes as the best move. Yeah, I guess the other issue that I didn't really notice until later is that when the bishop takes here, he's also threatening my knight. So I can't really afford to play like king f1, which would be nice. But yeah, against king f1, he can just take the knight on g5. This knight's pinned, and he's just winning a piece. He's just up everything at that point. He'd be up 3 pieces at the end of the day. Okay, so that's just completely untenable. And if I can't do that, then I mean, I pretty much have to avoid the queen trade because the queen trade is going to be, you know, easily winning for black. F4 was another move I thought about. Computer says that's the second best move. This might be the best practical try because it says the best move for black here is E5, which I think maybe a lot of people wouldn't think of. It really makes a lot of sense, but, you know, it might not be the most obvious move. But yeah, basically none of this is working. Also, now I can't castle. I guess would be castling long. Okay. Fortunately for me, he took with the knight. I think that's a bit greedy. I think, you know, he's looking for this fork, I guess is why he did it. Maybe he was wanting to bring the knight back to F5, but did he ever actually do that? I don't think he did. I don't remember. Okay, so castling was good. All right, we have to take with the bishop. So I managed to not blunder the piece here, which is good. Normally I would do that. Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he got rid of this knight this way. Which I think might actually be a mistake, because this knight could be a good defensive piece. Like, he just needs to defend. He doesn't need to, you know, try and win more material or anything. I guess he's not winning. He's trying to get rid of this bishop. Bishop's not really causing that many problems. The computer does like knight e2. It does like this line for him. I mean, obviously everything's winning. And now here it says queen d3 for black. That's a nice move, because it puts pressure here, and it defends. Defends on the diagonal. And yeah, I mean, if he can ever just sort of repel my kingside attack, then I just have nothing. Yeah, so b6 was a little bizarre. Just a little slow, I guess. Okay, and the computer actually doesn't like f4 from me. But then the evaluation goes up when I play it, so I don't know. f4, I guess, is fine. Yeah, and then queen c7 is a blunder, actually. Now it says white's sort of back in the game. It's giving minus 1.4 right now for black. And yeah, rook f3 is a really nice move. Attacking and defending. Okay. Rook h3 is good. Yeah, and he should play knight g8. And yeah, I was going to play f5, which the computer is liking. Also suggesting rook g3, which I didn't think about. But f5 is what I was most attracted to. Looks like that was a nice idea to try and get to f6, and if he takes, you know, to open up a line. Okay. And yeah, then here he has to play rook f8, and it still gives minus 1.4, 1.7, 1.8. It says rook e3. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, white has a lot of easy moves here. The computer says it's going to defend with black, but white has a lot of easy moves that keep attacking. Black was way behind on the clock because he berserked. So yeah, I think in practice, this is, you know, probably pretty good for white. Obviously here it's completely winning. Yep. All right, well, basically I was losing the whole game, but it still worked out. So we'll see if this video actually worked. It looks like maybe my hard drive filled up. But anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.